The biggest reason your habits keep falling apart isn't that you lack discipline. It's that you're trying to make a habit prove something about you before it's had the chance to become part of you. Every skipped workout feels like evidence you're lazy. Every missed study session feels like proof you aren't focused enough. So instead of building a behavior, you end up defending an identity that was never stable to begin with. Watch how most people start a new habit. They wake up full of motivation, buy better equipment than they actually need, reorganize their schedule, announce their plans, and imagine the person they'll become. The habit immediately carries enormous emotional weight. It's no longer just reading 10 pages or taking a short walk. It's about becoming healthier, smarter, more disciplined, more successful. That sounds inspiring, but it creates an invisible problem. Every repetition now has to meet impossible expectations. The habit is no longer allowed to be ordinary. The brain doesn't like that kind of pressure. From its perspective, every action has a cost. If a simple workout suddenly represents your entire future, failing becomes emotionally expensive. Ironically, that makes avoidance more likely. Psychologists have long observed that people often delay tasks when those tasks become tied to self-worth rather than simple completion. The higher the emotional stakes, the easier it becomes to invent reasons to wait until tomorrow. That's why habits often disappear after one mistake. Missing a single day isn't what breaks the streak. It's the meaning attached to missing it. One skipped run quietly transforms into, I'm back to my old self. One unhealthy meal becomes, I always ruin everything. The behavior lasted 5 minutes. The story you told yourself lasted much longer. Most habit failures begin as storytelling failures. Think about brushing your teeth. You almost never wonder whether you feel inspired enough to do it. You don't question whether yesterday's missed brushing means you're the kind of person who can't maintain routines. It survives because your identity isn't hanging in the balance every evening. It's simply something you do. The habit became emotionally boring, and that's exactly why it became permanent. Research on implementation intentions points in a similar direction. People are far more likely to follow through when they decide in advance exactly when and where they'll act instead of relying on motivation in the moment. That works because the brain spends less energy negotiating. The habit becomes a response to a situation rather than a daily debate about character. Every removed decision is one less opportunity for doubt to interrupt action. There's another mistake hiding underneath all this. Many people judge habits by intensity instead of reliability. A 2-hour study session feels productive. Reading 1 page feels insignificant. Yet habits don't grow because of impressive performances. They grow because the brain repeatedly encounters the same cue followed by the same action. Consistency teaches the nervous system what to expect. Intensity often teaches it that the activity is exhausting. Imagine trying to convince someone you're trustworthy. You wouldn't disappear for 6 months and then perform one spectacular act of kindness. Trust is built through small, repeated moments that become predictable. Your brain learns habits exactly the same way. It isn't looking for greatness, it's looking for evidence that this behavior belongs here. This explains why lowering the difficulty often creates faster progress than increasing motivation. A habit that feels almost too easy isn't weak. It's strategically small enough to survive busy days, stressful weeks, and inevitable setbacks. The goal isn't to impress yourself today, it's to remove every unnecessary excuse your future self could use tomorrow. Eventually, something surprising happens. The habit stops feeling like a project you're managing. It starts feeling strange not to do it. That's the moment people often describe as becoming disciplined, but discipline wasn't the starting point. It was the side effect of repetition, becoming familiar. Identity followed behavior, not the other way around. So if your habits never seem to stick, stop asking whether you're motivated enough, strong enough, or committed enough. Ask a simpler question. Have you accidentally made this habit carry the weight of proving who you are? Because habits collapse when they are treated like personality tests. They endure when they are allowed to be ordinary. The real mistake was never missing a day. It was expecting every repetition to transform your life. Lasting change doesn't arrive through dramatic moments. It quietly accumulates through actions so repeatable that they stop feeling important, right up until the day you realize they've changed you completely.